Yeah, let's go. Can you make sure the volume's up?
I want to praise Francis today, but I do want the story told correctly. I think that he beat Fury. I think that he exceeded expectations. I think that he deserves a lot of credit. But I've already seen the story mistold, that he played this one and didn't fumble the bag. Well, if the bag is a bag full of money, yes, he did. He absolutely, to make believe that $10 million is somehow significantly more than he would have got on his pay-per-view participation alone against John Jones is incorrect. Not to mention the 2 years that he sat equals 6 fights. Let's bring it back and call it 5. It's like making it really easy. Let's call it 4 fights. His 4 fights would have equaled more than 10 million had he promoted them. I mean, you got to really understand this. It's not the way that people keep saying that it is. I don't know what he's got in MMA. I don't know who is out there for him. I know the 2 leading candidates to be his next MMA opponent are between Junior Dos Santos and Fabiano Verdum.
Fabiano
Verdum. Huh?
Nobody's clamored to see that fight. Meanwhile, if I told you that Francis is going to return to boxing, he's going to take on Deontay Wilder, you will stop what you're doing, and you will mark that on your calendar. So let's see where he goes. I do want to praise him, but I praise him in the spirit of, let's tell the story accurately in the way that it happened.
Yeah. Look, what he's pointing out, what people have to, and John, you tell me if I'm off here.
All right.
He's pointing out that he made a lot of money for the Tyson Fury fight, $10 million, I think is what it said. But he would have potentially made more to fight John Jones because they offered him $8 million to show up and fight. Then he would have got pay-per-view points on that. Now, every pay-per-view point on it could be negotiated in terms of some people were only making $1 a pay-per-view point. Some people were making $150, some were making up to $3. I've heard as high as $450. Yeah. Now, it depends on what your contract and negotiated to in terms of your pay-per-view dollars. And let's just say, what would he have made on pay-per-view numbers? What do you think him and John Jones would have done? I think they would have done close to probably 700.
Okay.
700.
750. 8.
So that's one fight.
Yeah.
He would have already made more than fighting Tyson Fury. But I think where Chael's getting lost in this situation, and I think a lot of people are, is that now...
Keep on talking, because I'm going to calculate what I think he would have made.
Okay. Now, in this fight with the Chael, like he would have, now that this has all happened. Now, look, if he would have just not performed against Tyson, this is what makes what he did so spectacular, is that he took a chance on himself, and he went out there and did that. He took a chance on himself, and he went out there and said, hey, if I even show remotely a fraction of what I'm good at, boxing, okay, and I can get people to start to buy into that I am a good boxer, this opens the doors for me to make a lot more than the $10 million. You can't knock him for that, and that's what Chael is saying. Like, he's not knocking him for that, but when you're talking about the actual money he made for one fight, he would have made more money fighting John Jones. And then if you would have fought beyond that, you would end up fighting the younger guys as well, the Tom Aspinalls, maybe you would have fought Stipe again. I don't know, other guys that are there. You would have fought those guys. And would that money have been the same? I didn't see what the contract was negotiated. None of us did. Okay, but was that contract after the John Jones fight still $8 million? Was it still $10 million? No. We know it wasn't. No. But what was that number? Was that number just $1 million?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
And no one can.
Well, I do know that it was substantially less.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it was. And that's just going off of people that are around Francis and stuff. But here's the thing to look at. If in fighting John Jones, Francis would have made about $1 for the very first 150,000 pay-per-views. From 150,000 to about 350,000, he would have made $2 per. From 350,000 to about $500,000, he would have made $3 per. And from 500,000 past, he would have made $4. That would have ended up being somewhere around $4 million.
Yeah.
I would guess. Okay, so if you're looking at somewhere around 750, 800,000. So total for the fight, $12 million. But here's the point that needs to be made out of this. Francis isn't all about money. Francis is about doing things that are important to him. And he wants to make money, but this is a guy that fought, for the heavyweight championship, making $600,000. Did he not? He fought Stipe, and he wins. And then when he beat Gane, he didn't make that much money either. Now he got
$585,000 is what he made, I believe, when he beat Gane. 585,000.
Yeah, but he got pay-per-view on that.
Yeah, okay.
So he made more. But again, I don't think that money is important to him, but it's not the overriding factor. And the overriding factor for him was he wanted certain things. He thought that they were important. And he has a belief in that, and he's man enough to stand up for it. And that's where I have respect for Francis Ngannou. Because not everybody is going to be that person that can walk away from $12 million basically to fight a John Jones. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because that's a lot of money. And when you're looking at a career and we talk all the time about how long is your career, it's, over that fast. And that $12 million you could put to a lot of things, to invest, to buy homes, to set yourself up for the rest of your life. It's a great, big number that a lot of people would like to have. He was able to say, didn't matter. No. I want to do these things. These are what's important to me, and this is what I'm going to stand for. And he did it. That's what you have to respect.
Yeah, look, guys that have done that throughout the career that you could say have been successful with that. GSP did it his way.
Yeah.
Definitely did not make Dana White happy.
Nope.
Habib did it his way.
Nope.
Not that it didn't make Dana White happy, but Dana understood his reasoning behind it, knowing that his father had passed and all the situations that he had done.
But the one thing that Habib had over Dana, and Dana knew it, Dana's smart. He goes, this guy can't be bought.
No.
He has his beliefs, and it doesn't matter how many frickin' hundreds I throw down, how many thousands, how many millions. Mm-hmm. This guy's going to follow what he believes is right. That's why you have to respect him.
Even when
Habib for that.
Even when Habib was broke, he would tell me, "Brother, money." It's like, I have money. And even when he was broke, his idea of what it took to live in Dagestan, he's like, we didn't have any money. He's like, I still was wealthy. And what he meant by that was he had everyone he needed around him. Yeah. He had his family. He had his mother and his father and Islam and his close friends, which you see him now everywhere with. Even not at fights, but when they are not at fights, they are still together. They're still close friends, constantly texting and talking to each other. Those are people that cannot be bought. Francis can't be bought. Once you come to the realization of like, look, I've got enough money to last me for a little bit. You make decisions based off of what you think is best for you, not what you think is going to make me the most money, and that potentially doesn't work out, then you lose that. What I like about this, what I'm trying to correlate between the two, is that Francis did it because he took a chance on himself, got the knockdown, okay, and that led into more opportunities. Even though he didn't get the win, he got the knockdown. That leads into more opportunities of people. Now he's ranked in the top 10 for boxing. Those guys are going to come after him. Okay, doesn't matter. They're going to say, well, you just won the distance with him. If I come out and smoke you and knock you out in round 1, 2, or 3, okay, guess what? Now I'm going to get a shot at Tyson. I'm going to get that money fight. I'm going to do it. Now that's what he's bringing to the table. Now I believe he's going to end up making more than 10, probably up to 15 to 20 million for whoever he decides to fight next. That's what I think. Now, that may burn out after that. Who knows? In the heavyweights, you never know. The buzz now is all about it. The MMA crowd is behind it. The boxing crowd is going, yeah, it was a this, it was a that. But guess what? They're going to tune in now. I don't think a lot of the boxing fans tuned in the first time.
No, I think
the MMA fans tuned in.
Yeah.
And now you've sparked the interest of the boxing fans to go, what happened in the first fight? Let me see this shit. Let me see if it's true. Let me see this guy can really box.
Let's make this easy. I'm going to ask you a simple question, okay? Because this is what it did. Josh, who's the baddest man on the planet?
Josh Thomson. You walked right into that one, buddy.
No.
Who's the baddest man on the planet?
Who's the baddest man on the planet? You know who's got a great claim for that?
Francis Ngannou.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where before, even though he was the UFC heavyweight champion, people did not give him the credit. No. Everyone said, John Jones, he's running away from John Jones, all these things. No, he's not. And he has a substantial claim. Because if I put, John Jones into boxing match with Tyson Fury, probably not going to go well for John because he's more of he's a different type of fighter. He doesn't have power like Ngannou.
It's a lot of kicks though. He's mainly kick heavy,
and that he uses that, and it's that's what he has. Boxing is not. It's one of his weakest elements for MMA, but he's still fucking the best goddamn MMA fighter I've ever seen. But with what happened, Francis Ngannou can sit there and go, I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
And he's got to fucking, it's going to be hard to prove him wrong.
That's true. But where I want to tie these two things in there, he's got a standing offer, which Don Davis says, the PFL founder, Don Davis, on Nate Diaz. He's got a standing offer of between $10 million and $15 million to take the fight with Jake Paul in the PFL. And he's hiding behind a rock.